We're live. I'm in the field next to the, looking from the east, looking west. We will be possibly working with the reception here, but it's working right now. It is a Monday, May 1st, 2023. I want to go live. Did a little bit of live last night. So they have begun last week working on the platform here, and now it's a new week. It looks like they took a good amount of the weekend off. There wasn't a lot of activity here, but today we can see they're moving some excavators on the bottom left of the screen, and they have moved a couple cranes into the orbital launch area. Hey Nicholas, good morning. Nolan and Paul Shields, good stuff. And so there's some, on top of the orbital launch platform, there's a bunch of gentlemen putting up some, I guess, some scaffolding. And I got some camera video shots with the other camera I'll upload later today. Mario Luptek, good morning, good morning. Let's see what else. And they're doing some work beneath the platform there. I haven't seen anything, a lot of work on the underneath, but over the weekend we saw Elon put out a tweet saying they were going to be closing up the, I think fixing up and finishing the base of the pad there in the next 2 weeks. Paul Shields says they just assembled this crane. Wow. Good morning, Tony. Thank you. Or early afternoon to you over there. Let's see. So we have a lot of wind today. I'm using an umbrella as well as the mic. Seems to be going well. There were a bunch of good comments in the chat and the description and some of the videos from last week and this weekend. I appreciate that. I like reading the chat because there's a lot of good ideas, so good stuff. I'll stay live maybe 20 minutes or so, however long we can have the reception here. And I did get 4K imagery of this already, so you'll be able to see this much later in a higher quality imagery. The weather is windy, 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. The wind is from the south at 23 miles an hour. So the weather again is 79, almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius, 37 kilometers an hour, 65% humidity. Yeah, it's pretty dry out here today. Sir Chris, nice. Short Aristocrat, good morning. Mule Skinner Films. I had a dream this morning, and one of the gentlemen next to me on my left was Patrick Stewart, and on my right was another person who I knew in the dream, but I forgot. I was trying to remember the person on my left as I woke up, and I forgot who the person on my right was. So I'm going to see if any of you are, if you're Patrick Stewart, send me a message. I'd like to chat about the Space Ocean Corp mission. Otherwise, if you know Patrick, let him know. I'd like to chat with him here at Paul, and I will reach out to his media people as well, see if I can open up a conversation. Joe's High Power Rockets, good morning, Joe. Maybe he'd be excited about the Space Ocean Corp mission. I don't know if I said it on the live stream here, but last week we got confirmation from the State Corporation Commission here in Texas that they approved the Space Ocean Corp name change. So it is officially Space Ocean Corp. I think I did say it last week, but I'll say it again. Just keeping an eye out to my left for the camera. With all the wind we have here this morning, I don't want it to fall over. Hey, Starship Trooper. Yeah, thanks, man. Good to see you here, too. There's another gentleman named Starbase Today, Lynn. I haven't heard from him in a while, but Hopefully he's doing good too. Kakarotox. Kakarotox. Good morning. I've seen you here before. Good stuff. Piper's all. Good morning. The majority of the activity I saw this morning was on top of the platform there, and they are beginning to do some work underneath too, but mostly on top, putting up that guardrail scaffolding. Yep, SpaceX Ocean Corp. There's a couple things I could talk about too with what we're looking at. Norway Space Dude, nice, good to see you. But it's a new week. I wonder what's going to happen this week. So we're entering the second week after the launch. Launch was on a Friday, 2 Fridays ago, so we're 2 Thursdays ago. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's about 11 days since the launch. Yeah. The solar panel world asked Starship Trooper, how's it going? I have 5 solar panels. I have to get some, I bought some over the weekend. I got a few large metal beams that I can attach the panels to. So I've got 5 solar panels. And so I'm slowly gathering together the material. I want to get some bags of concrete or Quikrete, and then I could start putting the foundation for the. I'm gonna have some type of rebar inside of it, so that I can have the panels off the ground a good distance, maybe 5 feet at least, and then start to build the structure. Yeah. I looked up higher on the tower. I didn't see any work going up higher, so that's why I'm not getting that in the shot. I can go to the right a little bit, get some of that. I think we need one more subscriber, and then we will be 16,200 subscribers. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, I would plead with you, consider being the 200th subscriber on the 16,200. Okay. So they're going up on that scaffolding on the right, going up and down on that scaffolding. For the center scaffolding, it looks like they built it. I'll use my hand. They built the scaffolding in the center. They didn't go all the way up to the top, but it looks like they're maybe. I'm not sure if they're going to go all the way up to the top, but they did build it up a certain height there. Piper's All says the sidewall of the drawworks is incredible, how it got blasted. Thanks, what was that? Awesome, good to know. Yeah, of the drawworks. So you were referring to the area on the bottom left, that hut next to right over there is the drawworks, and that how it got all those holes into it. Yeah, that's a good point there. Had to think, what did you mean by drawworks? But it's that little building on the left with the crane type thing in it. Yeah, that's the drawworks. Good comment. Kruko West, nice to see you. Good stuff. Yep, like Swiss cheese. Yep, Valiant Stallion. I guess I can zoom in a little bit more. Liam, yeah, May 1st is here. I think the Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May, is a big thing as well. So we're coming up on that this Friday. Norway says maybe 6 to 8 weeks is what Elon said, possibly, question mark. I think, yeah, I think he said 2 months, but contingent on FAA approval too. So I think he said SpaceX would be ready to go in 2 months, but about 2 months, but you know, FAA approval too. I heard something about he said the flight termination system took longer to detonate than it should have, and that would have to be looked at again. I think it went over 30 or 40 seconds longer than it should have, so they have to check that out, because we saw it tumbling and everything, and apparently it wasn't supposed to go so long before they blew it up, you know, so. May the 4th be with you. That's funny, Tony. That's funny. May the 4th be with you. Jill, good morning. Oh, the FAA agreed. Awesome with Elon's timeline. That's good news. Yeah. Someone mentioned the bow of a ship. You know how when you have a ship in the ocean, and the bow or the base, the bottom, center bottom of the ship is like a V shaped, right? And they alluded to that if the pad area under the Starship, under the platform there, if that were in an inverted V instead of a flat surface, if it were like a V-shaped with the V coming up off the ground, maybe that would be better than just something flat, so that it would maybe, or if you were to, you know, there's some of those things where you can throw a coin into this tornado type thing and it kind of goes down in a circle and it gets very faster and faster, like a vortex. So if the base underneath the platform there were like an upside down vortex, maybe that would be better than just something flat, so that it would redirect the force of the flame rather than just a static flat surface for the flames to hit. So I thought that was a good idea. I gave the guy a thumbs up on that one. Maybe they could put like a little upside down hill, a little V in the on the ground there. Thanks, Grant. Grant, good stuff. Appreciate it. If they did that out of steel, that would be, you know, better than concrete. It looked like they're planning to just put in a bunch of steel, and I saw someone has a rendering of some of the steel that they might put down, these big things on between each of the legs on these things, some type of steel, and you know, that could work. But I was imagining the steel going out further than just the outside of the legs there. Again, Grant, thank you. If they, you know, the width or the platform there is about 30 or so feet diameter. If they went out another 20 to 30 feet, so maybe made it an extra 60 feet on top of that 30, so maybe 90. If they could go out 90 feet diameter with that steel, you know, maybe that would be overkill, but better than just going out, making it a 30-foot diameter, right? Another person mentioned in the chat that you know, since the pad there is made out of concrete and stone, basically, you know, sand and stone, then it's kind of just like a vibration. As it vibrates, They were worried that the foundation would get compromised because of like the sound effect, the vibration of the rockets and everything, you know, causing it to sink or something. You know, so a flat surface would maybe cause that to happen. Again, Grant. Thanks, man. All right. You're welcome to keep doing that all day. Thanks, man. Good stuff. Let me see. Let's see. That flame translating toward the forest toward the sea. Norway spacesuit says maybe a flame torch leading the fence toward the sea. And if any of you would like to chat with me personally, go ahead. Thank you, Grant. You know, there was a Ulysses Grant, President of the United States. I think it's on some of the dollar bills or some of the bills that we have here in the United States. Good stuff. Over the weekend, I shipped some packages of the rubble from here. Wow, Jill, Grant, awesome. To the moon, everybody, to the moon. If you ever want to talk to me, my phone number is 956-338-8552. 956-338-8552. Good stuff. Email here is !email, and that'll get you paul@spaceoceancorp.com. Thank you. Thank you, Jill, too. Thank you. 100%. I saw some people grinding today, too. So today was the first day I saw a grinder out, and some guys toward the base of the platform there were, it looked like doing some grinding. Yesterday I heard some, over the weekend we heard some grinding as well. To the moon. Mr. Grant in the house. I'm gonna have to check out his channel or her channel, I'm not sure. Good stuff. Good stuff. We haven't, we've been, there's a lady on the team named Catherine Villavicencio, and she is mapping the moon, again, Grant, awesome, mapping the moon of Enceladus, the Tiger Stripe area, and we're narrowing down maybe where we might do some of the landings over there. So that's kind of exciting. Okay, what else can we say? That's about it. I mean, I can get some shots of some other stuff if you'd like to see some other stuff. And I will be uploading stuff later today. Get a few closer shots here. Michael Sullivan, thank you. Good to see you, Michael. But, okay. Yeah, every dollar here makes the mission go forward, so the dollars are much appreciated, so good deal. TV is about 2-second delay, huh? Says Michael. Oh, wow. On the left, okay, you like to see that? Sure. Get some more of that. There's a big part of the crater I got over the last few days is in the area where they're doing the dozers over there. They zoom out. We got a bunch of wind right now. And so maybe they're definitely continuing work in that area, but I don't know if they're filling anything yet, but at least maybe grading, it would be a better term. Well, he's going down into that area there. Did you just see that? That little skid steer just went up under the ground there. So it is in the ground. We'll see it come out when it's done. There used to be a big pile of rebar over there where that backhoe is. Hey, Michael, awesome, thank you. Yeah, so they've cleared out that rebar which was there, and there we go, seeing it coming out, skid steer. So it looks like they're trucking, maybe they're trucking stone in. I would hope they're bringing in stone. There's a pile over there. I can get some other shots possibly with the other camera and upload that later today. Get a better shot of that, what they're doing there. Yeah, Jill says they started to build a new mega bay in the build site. That's correct. Yeah, I'll get some shots of that, Jill, today. Thank you. 20 feet down, Eric says. Maybe the hole is cool. And I know RG Vieira Photography got some shots over the weekend. I wanted to look at those. I didn't really take the time to click on it and look thoroughly, but I saw it briefly on Twitter. So check out some of his stuff. He's probably got a really good shot of the crater, I would imagine. Hey, Silly Tiff, good to see you. Grant says the other one cleared out the natural reserve yet. Have they? There's still a bunch of concrete on the natural reserve. I can get a shot to the left of that. Hey, Donna. I just want to say the full name for this. Silly Tiff 2393. Check her out on YouTube. I get a zoomed out shot of the area here. There's still the area in front of us is still full of rubble, and the areas to the left, as we see the build site in the distance, that's all strewn with concrete and rubble over there. So even to the left, further to the left, there's I think maybe the priority right now is just getting the platform back functional. Maybe they'll do the other stuff as time goes on. X Blake says, how's the welding going? Yeah, I took a welding course, and I finished some work in Ohio a few weeks ago, and I've just been here on site doing videos, so no updates on the welding right now. It's good to have in my back pocket though. A lot of the jobs require stainless steel welding capability. So if you're welding two pieces of carbon together, they use a stainless steel wire, and I'm not skilled on the stainless steel, so I did take a test using some of the stainless steel wire, and although I did the front of the two pieces of carbon, I welded those together fine. When I got to the back, I grinded it out, and then I went to put in the final bead, the cap, and it sputtered all around. I think I have, because I changed the settings to make it, I changed the settings, and anyway, it was hot too. So you need to, there's some skill I need to develop to do some kind of stainless welding. So my carbon welding isn't all that great either. I'm pretty good, but I think I just need a bunch more practice. Yeah. But I've been able to make some money on those jobs, not as a welder though, just as a kind of a craftsman on some of those for about 4 or 5 weeks. I made some good money doing that. If any of you are looking for work and you're not a welder, but you'd like to travel around the country and you can do some basic carpentry type stuff or building maintenance or whatever, I can put you in touch with a company that could possibly fly you around, put you in a hotel. We're coming up on maybe in another month or month and a half. I think the work is gonna die down for that type of work, but I could put you in touch with a company that might have some work for you. There's also another company I could put you in touch with that if you want to make some money, I can. But if they're going to be doing, they're going to have this fixed in 2 weeks, that's going to be some exciting stuff to film and photograph. So I'd like to stay here and most likely get a bunch of cool imagery of the rebuild of the platform here. And if they do another launch soon, that would be awesome as well. Let me see, what can I say? There is a nose cone over at the build site. I don't know what it is, but it didn't have any flaps on it. Forward flaps were missing. I saw that yesterday over in the main gate there at the build site. I think we need maybe a vertical shot eventually. Stanley Alexander, yes, it is a nice day. It's windy, but it is clear skies. Thanks. Over the weekend, we one person officially joined the company, and another person is about to join. Just hasn't signed the paperwork. So we had two of the 6 program managers have joined us. One of them officially, the other unofficially, still yet to sign the paperwork. But I guess this week I'm going to focus on updating the team profile on the website, post the new people that joined. There was another second person that also joined too. So we had 2 official people who joined, and a third is still unofficial. But there was an engineer from in Washington, D.C. who joined. So we're a team of 15 right now, and we will be 16 when that other person joins. Okay, let's see. So we're looking west. Tony brought up the Nightbot for the weather. The wind's from the south at 23, so yeah, the south is to the left. 23 miles an hour. Wow, yeah. I think if they had a few more miles an hour here, 37 kilometers, they would have to stop using the cranes we're starting to see one of the cranes move around. I think 25, I used to think it was 15, but maybe it's 25 miles an hour, and they have to stop using these cranes that they're moving around right now. looks like it might have something at the end of its hook there on the top, some type of thing in the crane there. Maybe it's some type of welding device or something, is what I would imagine. Oh, Stanley asked about the juice mission. The only thing I've heard is that they were having some trouble with one of their Rangers, one of those things that they use to do the radar. They were having some issues on that juice mission with that. I'd like to keep learning about it, Stanley. Thanks. Joao asks, how far are they from fixing the rebar? They have that skid steer going way down under the ground there, so you can see it moving on the bottom left of the screen there. It'll disappear into that hole in the ground. So if that much skid steer can disappear into the ground, then they have a little ways to go, but they are, looks like they're trucking in some big stone or something like that. There it goes into the ground. Yeah, I've heard people say how tall the booster is and how tall the Starship is. The booster was 70 meters and the Starship was 50 meters, so 120 meters total. But how tall is the orbital launch platform, right? Hey Elena, good morning. Good evening to you. Donna says the flame is longer than the ship. Wow. Donna says maybe 60 to 70 feet off the ground, huh? Well, so 20 to 25, no, let me see, 20 to 23 meters off the ground. Interesting. Launch pad. Yeah, Elena, it is a nice shot. Clear day, yep. I think I will top this out in about 5 minutes. I'll do another 5 minutes and then wind up here. The Psy. It's a nice day. Yeah, some kombucha would be nice. Decat. Yep, thank you. There was a interesting article, I didn't read the whole thing, but someone on LinkedIn was posting that the creators of OpenAI were looking into blending psychedelics with artificial intelligence. I thought that was an interesting event. They're apparently out of Texas, the laboratory or people who created OpenAI, so they were looking to blend the two. Caught my interest there. Yeah. Okay, Jill's asking about on the lower part of the chopstick some type of red rope. It might be for the wind to keep it from swaying around and stuff, from extending or something. I'll zoom in on it. We can see the digger going under the ground there again. I'll tilt up in a bit, just a minute. Hey Alan, awesome. Jill, I can also get some shots with a Nikon camera and post them later of that red rope possibly around the chopsticks. That's kind of the closest I can get with this camera. It would be in this area right over there. I think the question is, do people really believe this is going to Mars, right? And the reason for that is, if they were going to land, what kind of debris would be kicked up? I know if they were to land on the moon, they would have pretty much the same issue they had here. If the moon is full of dust and everything else, if they were using these Raptor engines to land, they'd get a lot of debris shown all around, right? I know there was that one asteroid that they touched, and they sunk down about a good distance, like over a meter into the rubble on the asteroid. So if they were to land with the Starship, with the Raptors, is the surface of the moon compact, or is it mostly just dust? Alexander, awesome. 21 months. Impressive power of the Super Heavy. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for being here, Stanley. Possibly they could coast, since the gravity on the moon is less than on the Earth. Maybe they could fire the engines much higher up and then just kind of coast down and use some of the smaller thrusters on the top of the Starship to further slow down. I don't know. But what I could say is that there's a lot of engineers at SpaceX and a lot of people motivated to figure that question out. So yeah. I would say, I would bet on them figuring it out, how to do it. Someone's got to do it. There are some types of collapsible, crushable structures that, different types of things that are designed to collapse and break in a certain direction. And maybe they could, yeah, you're correct, Helena. Got a stuffy nose. Maybe they could design some type of a crash system so that as the Starship approaches the moon's surface, it would break in a certain way and release some of that force coming down toward the moon, right? Maybe they could gently touch down on the moon, or maybe they could just crash into the moon. They could shoot for it gently, but if they had that crash system set up, it could fold in a certain way and possibly, be a good thing. I think there were some kind of debate or speculation about the gravity on the moon. And imagine this: if you thought the gravity on the moon was a certain amount, or maybe the gravity is varied on different areas of the moon. So if the gravity were not what you planned for it to be when you got to the moon and you were going into your landing sequence, you might go down too slow or too fast, or not use enough thrust against it. If the gravity were too much than you thought it was, you would not have enough propulsion as you're trying to land. But if it were, you know, so knowing the gravity on the moon is an important factor, you know. Also, you have to really dial in, I imagine, you have to dial in your trajectories so that you're not coming in too fast. All right, I've come up to the time. We still have a lot of people here. I'm going to end it here just because I said 5 minutes, but I like being here. That's why I can easily just go over it. But I will end it. Yeah, thank you. I'll take care of my nose here. Thank you. And I'll see you on the next video, hopefully. If not, I believe we're all connected, and we will meet again somewhere at some time, someplace in this large, infinite universe. Good day to you, whenever you watch us, wherever you're watching from, whatever dimension and whatever year or planet you're on. Take care. This is Earth, South Texas. We had one Starship, integrated Starship launch, and we're gearing up for the second one. Take care. Adios.